All right. So today I want to talk about one of the major issues which affects farmers this in this dry season. Actually, for your own information, Dr. Hungwe, a certain farmer got in touch with me, and we went to a farm, and what I saw, the mortalities, the conditions of the animals, strongly suggested to me that there was an issue of poverty. You know, we were saying the nutrients across the board in its entirety, the nutrients are not providing enough quality and quantity to sustain the animals, especially the animals in major danger, the suckling, you know, cows, particularly the big framed, you know, breeds. Right. So in that case, what should farmers in general look out for in terms of putting in place mechanisms, plans, you know, regimes? Yeah.
Okay. The first thing is the farmer must look at his carrying capacity and say, does his farm has the ability to provide nutrients for his animals? Then once he determines the carrying capacity, he can now count. And for culling, you can just look at the very old animals and the nanny.
Okay, right. Wait a little bit. So you're saying one of the strategies, you know, for managing animals during drought periods, because basically this is like drought, right? Is culling, selective culling.
Selective culling.
So in selective culling, what are we saying?
We are saying we want to remove those animals which we feel they are not productive. For example, the very old animals. These ones, they because you might find that they don't have all their teeth intact, so they quickly lose condition. So we might take those animals, we put them in a feedlot, then we sell them. There are some animals, you might find that there are some animals which are not giving you a calf every year. So those animals, they can also be removed. Or you can also look at those animals which he doesn't intend to breed. They can just be sold.
All right. Okay, so that's one strategy. Let's go on to the other strategy.
The next thing after that is to maybe group them according to the conditions. Then he feeds them according to their needs, whereby we are saying those which are very thin, they get a lot of supplements, and those which are almost in good condition, they get the minimum amount of supplements, so that it doesn't weigh heavily on his pocket.
All right.
And in that respect, you can use maybe buy hay, or you can harvest hay on the next farm, sprinkle molasses, and then give the animals. Or you can use mashanga. You know, we are just from the rain season. Yes, maize stover. Sprinkle your molasses and then feed it to the animals. You know, once a day, they will maintain at least a reasonable condition. And also, you can also, you said you talked about calves, you can also wean some of the cows, say those are about 5 months. Generally we wean at 7 months, but you can look at those which are 5 months and above, wean them so that the cows don't weigh and tear a lot due to the demands of the cows.
So I was saying milk itself, it results in a lot of drain on the nutrients.
It drains on the cow such that she will lose a lot of condition. And when the bulling season, somewhere around November, December comes, she will be in a poor condition such that she doesn't cycle, and it will therefore affect the next breeding season. So if we wean the cow now, we are preparing for the next breeding season.
All right, now we want to go to the practicalities of the actual supplementation, because basically what you are saying then is you need to supplement. But before we came on air, you told me a little bit about the need for deworming. Can you maybe get into those details?
Yeah, like now, what the farmer should have done is just before winter, it would be ideal to deworm the cattle against roundworms and liver flukes. Because what happens is during summer, when the veld is very rich, there might be a lot of parasites in the intestines, and because the animal is getting a lot of nutrients, the animal doesn't lose a lot of weight. He can afford the competition. But because we are getting into winter where the nutrients are very low, we need to remove those parasites and then afford all the little nutrient there is for the animal. So there will be need for deworming just before the rain season, and also dipping, so that every little bit of nutrient is available to the animal. There is no competition.
All right, so to summarize, we're saying if you are a cattle farmer and you are getting into winter, right now we are in the middle of winter, this is July. August is deep winter, right? Or the dry season. Okay. It's dry. The nutrient levels in the grasses are just dry, they are brown, full of what is it? Lignin.
Yeah, lignin. It's like in the high veld. During winter, all the nutrients goes down to the grass. So you will find that cattle in the high veld, they lose a lot of condition during winter, unlike in the low veld where we have a sweet veld. The animals generally maintain a very good body condition, so there is need to prepare for winter.
All right, so yeah, I think this is important, for cattle farmers around Zimbabwe. Just to mention that generally the veld can be roughly divided into three: the sour veld, mixed veld, and the sweet veld. And when we're talking of the sour veld, we're talking of the high veld areas where there's high rainfall, and because of high rainfall there's more leaching of nutrients, nutrients going below the root levels of grasses. So in general terms, grasses found in the sour veld are of less nutritive value than grasses found in the low veld, because of in the low veld there's less leaching, isn't it? And also, of course, we're talking of annuals and then perennials in the sour veld type of grasses. Okay, so right. So we're saying when it comes to supplementation and managing for drought, where those farmers in the high veld, they really have to take note. Right?
They have to be well prepared for winter. Unlike those in the low veld, generally the nutritive value of their veld remains quite high as compared to the high veld. So
just to summarize from what you have said, the first thing is obviously you need to get rid of excess stock when you are approaching winter, right? So that's culling. You need to wean, right? Those animals which are closer to weaning, probably wean a little bit earlier, in order to make sure that the cows do not drain through milk the reserves of the mother. Right? And then you talked about deworming. I think that was very clear. And now I want to go to the practicalities now of supplementation, right? We need to supplement. We're saying because of leaching, because of lignification, the grasses are dry. In general terms, the veld is giving us very low levels of nutrition. All right. So we need to supplement. We need to get in nutrients from external sources. So how do we do it now? In general terms, we know that most farmers, have this habit of keeping stova, mashanga, some bit of hay, some bit of maguri, these fibrous sources of
material.
So in order to make those fibrous sources of materials of value, of nutritive value to animals, you do certain things, right? And now those certain things are the ones which you want to get into in depth. You mentioned molasses, isn't it? Yeah, I'm sure there's also something like salts. Sodium.
Some they sprinkle salt. They make a salt solution and then sprinkle on the stove so as to increase palatability.
Right. Urea.
Urea is another source of non-protein nitrogen, but they have to be careful because it can be very toxic. There are urea blocks on the market which they can put in the veldt and allow the animals. And these blocks, they have more than urea. They also have minerals which supplement the animals. These are very good, especially now in the winter. They give our animals a lot of nutrients. But you have to make sure you remove just before the rain, because if they get wet, the animal will consume more than the safe level. So you have to make sure if there is any form of rain which tends to wet and make them the blocks easy to consume, you have to remove them from the veldt.
I think that's very important. So, right, in short, we want to talk about then the principle behind supplementation, or the principle. Let's talk of the principles behind ruminant nutrition. Generally, we know that a ruminant animal has got 4 chambers, isn't it? It's 4-chambered stomach, and the rumen, it's like a big fermentation vat, isn't it? Where there are millions and millions of microbes, and it's those microbes that we really need to
take care of.
Right? Yes, you were talking about molasses as a source of energy. Talking of urea as a source of non-protein nitrogen. Right. So the idea here then is farmers need to ensure that the inhabitants of the rumen are as viable as possible, so that they can attack energetically anything, the fibrous. So I think that is very, very important. And the practicalities now of doing those things, it comes with the experience. For example, molasses. I know molasses is can be strong, so you can actually dilute it 1:1. Say
water.
With water. 10 liters of molasses, 10 liters of water, so that you take off that ton. Right. Okay. I think for this section, let's stop here. We'll continue next time.
Okay. Thank you.